This is K-drama cycle where emotions become stories and stories become unforgettable. From the moment Park Bo-gum and Kim Yoo-jung first shared the screen, something magical happened. Their chemistry wasn't just about acting. It was something genuine, a quiet warmth, a bond that felt natural, unforced, and deeply real. And years later, that bond remains one of the most cherished connections in Korean entertainment. Their story began back in 2016 when they starred together in the historical hit Love in the Moonlight. Bo-gum, already known for his gentle smile and emotional depth, played the charming crown prince, while Yoo Jung, still in her late teens, portrayed the bright and courageous Ra-on. Together, they brought to life a romance that captured the hearts of millions across Asia. But what truly set them apart wasn't just their acting. It was their comfort with each other, the way Bo-gum looked at Yoo Jung with admiration and care, and the way Yoo Jung responded with laughter and trust. On-set staff would often say they treat each other like family, but there's something special there, too. When the cameras weren't rolling, they were still close. Behind-the-scenes clips showed Bo-gum guiding her through scenes, sharing snacks, and cheering her up when she seemed tired. Yoo Jung once said in an interview, "Bo-gum Appa has a really kind heart. He always makes sure everyone feels comfortable." For Bo-gum, Yoo Jung was more than just a co-star. In several interviews, he praised her maturity and professionalism, saying she's young, but she has a soul much wiser than her age. Fans noticed the way he often referred to her not only with respect but with genuine affection. After Love in the Moonlight, both actors went their separate ways professionally, diving into new roles and new projects. But even as time passed, their names continued to be linked. Fans couldn't help but hope for a reunion, not just because they looked good together, but because their connection felt timeless. In the years that followed, Bo-gum faced his own challenges. The pressures of fame, his military enlistment, and long periods away from the spotlight tested him in ways few could imagine. Yet, during those years, Yoo Jung quietly supported him. She mentioned him in interviews, referring to him as someone who taught me what kindness in this industry looks like. It wasn't a dramatic declaration. It was simple, but meaningful. When Bo-gum enlisted, Yoo Jung was one of the first to express her pride, saying she respected his decision and wished him strength. And when he finally returned from the military, something beautiful happened. He attended events looking healthier, calmer, and more grounded. Observers noticed the subtle happiness in his demeanor, the way he carried himself with a renewed sense of peace. Soon after his return, fans started spotting quiet interactions again. A subtle like on Instagram, a supportive message, and a few coincidental schedules that seemed to align. There were no official confirmations, but for fans who had been watching since 2016, the connection was clear. Bo-gum, known for being private, spoke once in an interview about relationships in his life that kept him steady. He said, "Some people come and go, but there are a few who remain like the seasons, always returning, always constant." Many fans immediately thought of Kim Yoo-jung. Meanwhile, Yoo Jung, now a mature actress celebrated for her elegance and emotional range, spoke about growth and gratitude. She said, "There are people who remind me why I started, who ground me when things get too fast." Again, fans connected the dots. What made their story so touching wasn't just nostalgia, it was the quiet endurance of a bond that had survived fame, distance, and time. Both Bo-gum and Yoo Jung had evolved from the youthful innocence of their debut years into graceful, respected artists, and yet the essence of their connection never seemed to fade. During one fan event, Yoo Jung was asked about her most memorable drama experience. She smiled softly and said, "Love in the Moonlight will always be special to me. Not because of its popularity, but because of the people I met." It was short, but the tone in her voice said everything. Bo-gum's side wasn't silent either. When promoting a new film, he was asked which actress he'd like to reunite with. He thought for a moment and replied, "Someone who makes the set feel like home." Fans instantly knew who he meant. And so, the speculation of a reunion began once more. Industry whispers suggest that production teams have reached out to both stars for a new historical drama, one that would reunite them nearly a decade after Love in the Moonlight. Nothing is confirmed yet, but the thought alone has reignited the passion of fans who have been waiting for years to see them together again. But even if that project never happens, their story remains powerful because it isn't defined by rumors or labels. It's defined by respect, trust, and a quiet kind of love that doesn't need to be spoken to be understood. When you look back at their journeys, it's easy to see why their bond endures. Bo Gum, with his gentle strength and humble spirit, and Yoo Jung, with her grace and warmth, they mirror each other in a way that feels natural, almost destined. In many ways, they've grown up together in front of the world's eyes. We've watched them evolve from youthful co-stars to mature artists who still carry a spark of that same light they shared years ago. And maybe that's what makes their story so beautiful. They didn't need constant appearances or public displays to prove anything. Their connection simply lived on, quietly, sincerely, like an invisible thread that time couldn't break. In one of her recent fan meetings, Yoo Jung was asked what she valued most about the people she's met in her career. She said, "Those who saw me not as a celebrity, but as myself." Fans couldn't help but remember how Bo Gum always spoke of her that way. He once said during a press event, "I'm grateful to have worked with people who show me genuine kindness." Yoo Jung was one of them. Even years later, those words still echo through the fandom. It's rare in this industry for two stars to maintain a connection that pure and unaffected by fame. But somehow, they did. Through busy schedules, military service, and the changing tides of celebrity life, their friendship endured. And that endurance says more than any headline ever could. Perhaps what keeps their story alive is the feeling they left behind. The warmth of their smiles, the innocence of their early days, and the sincerity that still lingers whenever their names are mentioned together. Because in the hearts of fans, Park Bo Gum and Kim Yoo Jung will always be remembered not just as on-screen lovers, but as two souls who found comfort and growth in each other's presence. Their bond, tested by distance, strengthened by time, and cherished by millions, reminds us that some connections never fade. They only grow deeper, quietly, gracefully, endlessly. From youth to forever, that's the story of Park Bo Gum and Kim Yoo Jung. After nearly a decade since Love in the Moonlight, something began to change. Fans noticed subtle ripples, interviews that hinted at mutual memories, quiet acknowledgments that seemed to hold meaning beyond the words themselves. When Park Bo Gum returned to public life after his military service, one of his first fan events drew massive attention. In the middle of a casual talk session, a fan shouted, "R.A. on still misses you," referring to Yoo Jung's beloved character. Bo Gum laughed softly, paused for a second, and said, "Then the Crown Prince should greet her again someday." The audience erupted in cheers. But for those who truly knew, it wasn't just fan service, it was warmth, nostalgia, and an unspoken promise that maybe, one day, that reunion might happen. Kim Yoo Jung's reaction to the moment came days later. During a different interview, when asked if she would ever reprise one of her past roles, she smiled and said, "If the story and timing are right, I'd love to see R.A. on again." She still lives in my heart. It was as if both were answering each other from different corners of the world, two echoes meeting halfway. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, industry whispers grew louder. A renowned producer reportedly reached out to both agencies, proposing a period drama that could mark their long-awaited on-screen reunion. Nothing official was announced, but both stars were said to be considering the idea positively. Fans went wild with anticipation, flooding social media with messages like "Fate is bringing them back" and "The Crown Prince and R.A. on are not done yet." But what truly fascinated people wasn't the rumor itself, it was the enduring sincerity of their connection. Unlike many celebrity friendships that fade after projects end, Bo Gum and Yoo Jung's story never lost its authenticity. Even during the quiet years, when they rarely appeared together, their respect for each other remained untouched. In a world where fame often separates rather than unites, their relationship has always been rooted in something simple: gratitude. Yoo Jung once said during a fan event, "Sometimes you meet someone at a moment when you need guidance, and they leave a mark that never fades." Her fans instantly connected the dots. She didn't say Bo Gum's name, but everyone knew who she was referring to. Bo Gum's influence on Yoo Jung's career wasn't just professional, it was emotional. During Love in the Moonlight, she was transitioning from a child actress into a leading woman. Bo Gum's kindness and encouragement gave her confidence to embrace that change. Years later, she still speaks about that era as a turning point in her life. Likewise, Yoo Jung brought out something tender in Bo Gum, a gentleness that balanced his usually composed nature. Even now, fans often say that Bo Gum's smile looks softer when Yoo Jung's name comes up. Their friendship became something that outgrew the screen. When Yoo Jung faced health challenges a few years ago, Bo Gum reportedly sent her a personal message of encouragement. When Bo Gum had a difficult time during public scrutiny, Yoo Jung expressed empathy during an interview, saying, "He's someone who gives more than he receives. People like that deserve peace." Moments like those revealed the heart of their connection, quiet, unseen, but enduring. Then came a moment fans will never forget. During a global award ceremony, Bo Gum presented an award while Yoo Jung was among the nominees. When her name was announced, Bo Gum stood and clapped with genuine pride, his expression glowing with happiness. Cameras captured that instant, and fans across the world shared the clip endlessly, calling it a moment of mutual respect frozen in time. After the event, a short backstage clip surfaced, Bo Gum and Yoo Jung exchanging a brief hug, smiling warmly before parting ways. It lasted barely a second, but it spoke volumes. That simple, human connection, that's what fans have come to love about them. There's no performance, no forced publicity, just two people who have grown together in a world that often demands masks. As the years continue, Yoo Jung's career flourishes. She's taken on bolder roles, exploring depth and emotion that show her maturity. Bo Gum, ever selective, has ventured into global collaborations, balancing film and philanthropy. Yet despite walking different roads, their paths seem to keep crossing in the most unexpected ways: charity events, endorsements, even mutual friends gatherings. Recently, during an overseas fan meet, Bo Gum was asked if he stays in touch with his past co-stars. He replied, "Some of them remain dear friends." Yoo Jung is one of those people who always send light wherever they go. That single line reignited hope among fans who have followed their story from the beginning. And perhaps what's most remarkable is how grounded they both remain. Fame has not changed their essence. Yoo Jung's humility, her genuine laugh, and her ability to connect with fans still shine through. Bo Gum continues to be the soft-spoken gentleman whose kindness radiates naturally. Together, their presence feels nostalgic yet timeless, a reminder of when acting was pure and emotions were real. Their story isn't about dramatic twists or public confessions. It's about quiet constancy. It's about two people who met in youth, left a deep imprint on each other's hearts, and continued to walk through life with that bond gently guiding them. Every so often, fans revisit clips from Love in the Moonlight. The way Bo Gum's eyes softened when he looked at Yoo Jung, the way she smiled up at him with trust, those moments remind us why their connection still feels alive. Time may have passed, but the emotion remains fresh, almost untouched. As they move into the next phases of their lives, both have spoken about gratitude. Yoo Jung said in a recent magazine interview, "Every chapter has its people. I'm thankful to the ones who made the early chapters so beautiful." Bo Gum, in his own quiet way, said, "There are bonds that remind you who you are, and I hope to keep them close." It's clear that no matter how far life takes them, they continue to hold a place for each other, not out of obligation, but out of sincere respect and fondness. For fans, this isn't just nostalgia. It's a lesson that real relationships, built on kindness and shared growth, can last through everything: fame, time, and distance. Because maybe the reason Park Bo Gum and Kim Yoo Jung's bond touches so many hearts is that it reminds us of something we all long for: a connection that doesn't need words, doesn't fade with years, and doesn't end even when life changes. From youth to forever, their story remains a gentle reminder that true bonds don't need constant proof. They live quietly, in every act of kindness, every look of pride, and every silent prayer for each other's happiness. And perhaps one day, when the timing is right, destiny will bring them together again. Not just as co-stars, but as two souls whose shared past still shines bright. Until that day comes, their story continues, written in glances, carried in memories, and loved by millions who still believe that some connections are meant to last a lifetime. This is K-Drama Cycle, telling the stories that live beyond the screen. Stories of loyalty, love, and timeless bonds. Because some tales never end, they simply grow deeper with every passing year.